Good morning. Welcome to SBC and our official opening of our newly refurbished old Victorian School Room. We especially welcome those who represent our county, district and town councils, and to the various bodies that contributed to the cost of the project, and to the architects and builders who planned and executed the work. We thank you all for what you have done to make what has been achieved possible. We know that many of you who provided grants to fund the project will not have seen what the building looked like before the work started. So before we start a short service of thanksgiving, we offer you a glimpse of what has been done. You're seeing pictures of how the schoolroom used to look before the work started, and the various social and fundraising activities that used to be held in it. Some will be sad to see the murals go that were painted less than 10 years ago. Although we refer to it as the schoolroom refurbishment, most of the work involved the ancillary space behind the schoolroom itself. This has been completely reconfigured. Doors and windows have been moved, and a new ramp for disabled access has been built outside the yard behind the building. After the service, you will have a chance to see our much larger meeting room that replaces the old vestry, our modern commercial grade kitchen, and at long last, some indoor toilets. Before you leave the sanctuary and pass through the new double doors, you'll notice some new flooring. That was needed as the level of the floor has been raised throughout the space as it has been rebuilt. Once through the doors, there used to be a very narrow passage with an extremely high ceiling. A sign directed you to the toilets across the yard. If you look in that direction now, you will find the stairs and door have swapped positions, and access to the organ loft in the main church is now via a bridge from the new landing above the toilets. Those toilets are where the old vestry and kitchen used to be. The vestry was equipped much as you might have expected a Victorian office to have been, coming with the luxury of a fireplace. Ahead and beyond the vestry was the door to the kitchen. Although some modernisation had taken place decades ago, it was no longer fit for purpose. It was no longer possible to offer it to those hiring the building, or to use it ourselves for our men's and ladies' breakfasts or such events as our harvest suppers. Beyond the kitchen was a further room, also with a fireplace. At some point its walls and ceilings were painted with moon and stars, clouds and sky. But with improvements made to the stables, this space had become adopted as a storeroom, as it also could be accessed from the schoolroom. Work on the conversion started at the beginning of May, when volunteers from amongst the church fellowship began to strip the old panelling from the schoolroom walls. As our contractors moved in, scaffolding was erected and work commenced on removing all the internal walls, separating the smaller spaces, gutting the entire area. With that done, openings were widened. The door to the Moon and Stars room has become a serving hatch for the new kitchen. The single door to the schoolroom from the now much wider passageway is a double door. It is planned that the main access to the schoolroom is to come through the new double glazed doors that replace the single door with skylight over. The original schoolroom doors facing the High Street will largely be limited to providing wheelchair access. Once all the main reconfiguration work was done, the focus shifted to the schoolroom itself. The space was completely gutted, as the floor was known to be in danger of collapse. In this last picture, you can see new insulation material has been fitted. Some similar material was installed in the main church when it was refurbished a decade ago. Once again, we thank all those who helped see this project come to fruition, and for the faith it shows that others have in the work our church does for all who live in Stalham and the surrounding villages. We hope you are all proud of being able to help us, and we look forward to joining you viewing the restored schoolroom. It was built in 1884 and we hope that the work that has been done will serve us well for another 1.5 centuries.
Moses led the children out of Egypt to the promised land. Moses led the children. Moses led the children. Moses led the children out of Egypt to the promised land.